Scientifically speaking, I'll tell you a secret that most physicians never hear about, despite decades of research and thousands of research papers and elegant science. The mind and the body are not separable. What happens in the mind happens in the body, and vice versa. They're one unit. In fact, one great researcher, Candace Pert, called it body-mind. It's a one unit. So our emotional system is part and parcel of the same apparatus as governs our immune system and our nervous system and our hormonal apparatus. It's all one system. It's not separate. They're different manifestations of the same system. Now, what is the role of a healthy anger? Like we've already talked about, is to protect your boundaries. What is the role of emotions in general? It's to let in what's healthy and nurturing and welcome, and to keep out what is not. Is that clear enough? Is that okay? What is the role of the immune system?
Fight off intruders.
And to let in what's nurturing and healthy.
Right.
When you take vitamins, you don't want your supplements, you don't want your immune system attacking that.
Right.
So it's to let in what's nurturing and healthy, keep out what is dangerous and toxic. The immune system and the emotional system have the same role. Because they're one unit, when you repress anger, you're also suppressing your immune system. That's been demonstrated in the laboratory. Now, when you do that, your defense against malignancy goes down. Because your immune system is supposed to recognize the malignant transformation, which happens in our bodies all the time, by the way. It's an accident of nature, but a healthy immune system will say, oh, that's a foreigner, that cell, I'm going to destroy it.
Right.
When you repress healthy anger because you were programmed to do so, because some parenting expert told your parents that an angry child should be banished from your presence, or because the child was abused and to survive the abuse they had to repress their healthy self-defense, they also suppress it. Then they learn to suppress their anger all their lives. That represses the immune system. Now the immune system turns against you, or it can not fight off malignancy. The physiology is straightforward, it's elegant, it's been worked out. Most physicians never hear this. Now there was a study out of Massachusetts, I think, which I quote in the book. I think 2,000 women were followed over 10 years. Those who were unhappily married and didn't express their emotions were 4 times as likely to die as those who were unhappily married, but they did talk about their feelings. You can't
4 times?
4 times, yeah. Wow. You can't separate your emotional life from your physiological life.
Right.
So when you look at the question of why do women have 70 to 80% of autoimmune disease, they have much more likely to get rheumatoid arthritis, scleroderma, lupus, chronic fatigue, and so on and so forth. It's because women in this society are particularly acculturated not to be angry. It's also why black people have more illness in society, because they can't be angry. For a black person to be angry is to court danger. And so if you look at the biological markers, they're different, not because of race, but because of racism.
And none of that has to do with diet?
Well, yes, in a certain sense it does, but it's not purely the diet. It's part of a whole mix of influences. So, for example,
diet is a factor.
That is absolutely a factor.
And but the emotions.
So as you know, for example, women who are, because I've heard you talk about it, people who are obese are more likely to get COVID, right?
Yes.
But who gets obese?
People who are abused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why are they eating too much?
To cover up their feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all connected.
Yeah.
So the obesity epidemic in our society is an epidemic worldwide, by the way, as globalized capitalism extends its influence internationally. Obesity is a huge problem in China now. It didn't used to be.
Really?
It's a huge problem in Mexico. It didn't used to be. It's happening worldwide. It's an epidemic. But what's happening is that, number one, people are more and more isolated, more and more stressed. Now they eat to soothe the stress. And then in the goodness of their hearts, the sugar companies will come along and say, well, have this food. It'll make you feel better.
The sweet, salt, fat combination.
Yeah. So the system works elegantly.
Whew, boy, and it's just exploiting these openings.
But it creates the problem in the first
Yes.
place, and then it exploits the openings that it creates. I
Yeah.
mean, you couldn't design a better system if you wanted to A, stress people, and B, profit off the stress.
Do you have hope that we can sort this system out and that we can develop a better system? Do you think that that's...
I believe in human beings. I believe that you've experienced healing, you've experienced an opening of kindness in yourself. I have. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't think you do. But we would say that we've come a long way. Now, if we can, why can't anybody? So,
Right.
I think that human beings, I have a lot of belief in the human potential. I just think we have to recognize what the problem is and move towards conditions that'll support that potential rather than inhibit it. So yeah, I believe in the possibilities of human beings.
That's